Hello and welcome to the Sports Box. We are continuing our Inside a Mind of an IPL Fan series और उसी सीरीज में आज हम एक SRH फैन के साथ आए हैं जिन्होंने मुझे इंटरव्यू के पहले ही बोला है कि भाई SRH नहीं DC बिकॉज DC उनकी हिस्ट्री है एंड दैट्स सो ट्रू बिकॉज DC started winning trophies much before SRH did. So please welcome Sai. And Sai, please introduce yourself, share your passion, and yeah, the floor is yours.
Yeah, so hi, I'm Sai, currently living in the US, and I've been essentially a DC plus an SRH fan since 2008, as I've been born and brought up in Hyderabad. And the passion, I feel like it's not just because of location, but it stuck with me with the way our squad was formed from the first season of IPL, where we've had the likes of Shahid Afridi, we had Gil Christ, Andrew Simons, Herschel Gribbs, and a young Rohit Sharma, RP Singh. So it's like a team of 11 superstars put together, even though our first season was probably one of the worst IPL seasons you can have as a team. But we've had superstars, and it was essential, like, to see how it's gonna go. And the second season was bang on. Like, we were just aggressive, and pretty much everyone knew that DC was a team to, like, reckon with, because I think we could draw similar patterns to the way SRH is set up right now. It's just to be aggressive because, that's probably, you can call it the Australian way or the way they want to set up. And after that, yeah, man, and I still will, I'll take it to my grave that I feel like DC and we had the best anthem back in the days.
Oh yeah. Wow.
And then when we got dissolved and then SRH kicked in, somehow the passion, I was still very connected. I thought it's gonna be a sad one, but as soon as we brought up a new franchise, we ended up winning our title within the first 2 to 3 years. And, like, especially David Warner him leading our team, he is probably one of the all-time easy legends in the IPL, and that made it much easier for me to just stick to the, what do you call, the city I love, and at the same time. So yeah.
Wow. आपने first ही introduction में इतनी nostalgia introduce कर दिया because you mentioned Simons, you mentioned Warner, you mentioned RP Singh, you mentioned Rohit at that time in 2008 and Gilchrist and what a team, yeah. Like that was a really really strong team where and I remember वो season जो आप Deccan Chargers जीता था, it was astonishing. Like people did not give them a chance. के बाद they came back and won. So and really really good, like really happy to know कहाँ से you sort of built apart from your hometown. It's also a lot about how you connect to the team, right? And like you're saying कि अगर आप अभी की SRH में भी वो देखते हैं कि हाँ वही अटैक है अब जो टीम आई है. हाउ डू यू सी दोज इमेजेस इन द करंट टीम? लाइक यू मेंशन्ड अ वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग पॉइंट जो मुझे काफी इंटरेस्टिंग कि वो जो डीसी थी और अभी की एसआरएच में क्या चीज आपको दिख रही है कि हाँ यार ये कोर सेम है.
अभी if you what do you call, like, if you compare, like, draw parallels from the way our batters were set up, it was like Gilchrist and Gibbs. If one of them go out, it's like a younger 10. If he goes out, it's Andrew Simons. So the top four was it was like everyone were aggressive. Sometimes Gilchrist ends up taking a back seat to let the other batsmen go. And it's similar, like Travis said, there's Abhishek Sharma. That gone, you have Ishan Kishan now. That's gone, you have Klassen. Or if wanted, Nitish Kumar Reddy, right? So there's such good parallels. And in terms of bowling also, like, you've got the purple cap merchant, RP Singh. And then if you say right now, on a good day, Mohammad Shami is easily one of the best bowlers back then. And like with RP Singh, remember there was a guy, I forgot his full name, is Edwards. Forgot his full name. Edwards is, yes, Edwards. Edwards, you can drop at Harshal because Harshal Patel is, again, on a very good day, he gets you wickets. Even though he might leak runs, he gets you wickets. And to top it off, the captaincy, the Gilchrist, Pat Cummins is, if not the best, he's probably on to be the best Australian captain ever. So it's like you can draw such very, very good similarities between both the teams. It's like It's great to watch.
Yeah, man. Like I am feeling so passionate about when you're speaking because it's Gilchrist and then Cummins and terrific. Do you feel like this is ये आपका for MBA term use करने like competitive advantage type of है कि यार यहाँ ये this makes the team special and this is something which is very unique about SRH right now compared to other franchises या कुछ और भी है?
100%. I feel like everyone now, if you observe, right, because if you see the way we've handled ourselves in 2021 to 23, we've constantly finished last. It was
Yeah.
bad. And if you also see, we kept rotating the head coaches, the management, it was just not going well. After like a full on, like a complete 180 flip, now you can see almost every second IPL fan has a SRH in their mouth. Like sometimes we might lose, but you will still like, kind of feel scared to face them, especially a batting, because you could say it's again, people will argue that, oh no, it's because of the pitch, but that's far from the truth because we've scored bigger runs at other pitches in India at the same time. So I feel like they don't like credit into what's going on. And the way we handle this as a power play is something very, very, you could say, what you haven't seen before. And you could draw a parallel to the way they're playing to the national teams now. Like you could say Abhishek Sharma for India now and Travis said for Australia. It's just bang, bang. And it's not just about entertaining. It's the fact that how they're able to put themselves very calm and at the same time go for the big shots. You could
Yeah.
like feel the excitement, you know?
So as soon as you said, I was like, हाँ, teams अब ना fear करती हैं SRH को. Like people actually plan कि, hey, we need to tackle Hayden Sharma and then again look at the middle order. Like there's like a proper fear of they could go berserk and score 250s, especially what happened with last season. So it's a great point. उसी बात पर आते हैं कि I think you rightly mentioned it is something which the ownership has sort of focused on in the last 3, 4, 5 years, or maybe a little longer they were planning. What do you think of them? Like, what do you think of the Sun Group, Kavya Maran, who's so deeply involved into?
I have to give it to her because I feel like in the middle they may have slipped up a bit because I think the issue has always been like, either हम पूरा bowling team. If example, if you take 2016, 2019 of beach में, we were completely a bowling team. There were times where we defended less than 120 scores, and we were again because you had you had Rashid Khan, Bhuvaneshwar, Mustafa Zur, like you had probably the best bowling line. And then we completely what happened was from the transition we were trying to find a right balance. We ended up not having a good bowling or good batsman, and the scouting was not that great either. So I feel like they did get lost in the middle. But I feel like in 22, 23, they pulled their socks up and they wanted to completely overhaul. And credit to her because I feel like she gets very involved in the entire team setup, right? And to have the balls, and I remember the last auction when we went all in for Pat Cummins.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think, including myself, because I had like a plan B, plan C, plan D before auction. I don't think Cummins featured in either of those plans because I thought ठीक है necessary नहीं है नहीं होगा. At the same time, again going for an opener, like Travis said, I was like, what's going on right now? And then the what do you call that? The vision was quite good, and the scouting at the same time. I have to give to the scouts also because finding Nitish Kumar Reddy for 20 to 30 lakhs back in the auction and nobody came in. And now he's a guy who will probably be one of, like, if he's tamed well and like if he's mentored well. In the Indian, he is probably only one of the few cricket players right now who could play all formats and the all rounder we're looking for to pair with Hardik Pandya competitive. And now I mean, I've been backing him since we've gotten the auction. Is we've got Aniket Verma, who's played in the Bhopal Premier League, and he's had very good stats domestically. I feel like he went really under the radar, and I'm so glad that the last game, everyone's eyes were turned up. Okay, this guy has been added into the batting mix now. So एक और बंदा आ गया जो मारता रहेगा. So credit to them because the other thing what I like is if you observe, I think SRH is probably the only team in IPL who do not use the 4 overseas players. I think we use 3 solid. That's about it. And then it's more about the domestic mix for us. So I think that's one thing which I also appreciate in a way because I think last season we had Glenn Phillips and we had Faruqi and all these players, and we still stuck to the three overseas players. We never like just because हमारे पास चार spot है, हमने मतलब उसके लिए हमने यूज नहीं किया. We focused more कि पूरा team and also tactically they're not like trying to change the way they are. They're like we are playing aggressive. It is working out. ठीक है बीच में इसमें काम नहीं कभी कभी pragmatic बनेंगे. But you could see the bigger picture is we have our eyes on a title and pretty much हर किसी top 4 prediction में SRH है. I don't think anyone has ruled them out. So yeah,
That's a great point. Yeah, man. Like जितने भी लोगों से मैंने बात करी है, you have hit the nail on the head. Everyone has SRH in the top 4. Like I said, there's a fear, and it's genuinely interesting to see how teams are wanting to tackle and they're planning specifically for SRH. It's a major thing. What do you feel like on that note? कौन सी teams you're feeling that are your firstly have been your rivals, and secondly you feel are your tough competitors this year? So what kind of rivalry that you have seen right from your Deccan Chargers days to now, and then how do
I
you see
feel
it right
like
now?
I feel like unfortunately it has to be RCB because firstly we went to two finals with them
Why
and
is
we've
that RCB? Because they haven't won.
no that and number two is two finals जो दो title हमने जीता है दोनों RCB के against जीता है and both the finals were dominated. It's like they didn't have a chance either in 2016 and you know they obviously have like what do you call like a payback वाला scene है उन लोगों के साथ. I feel like RCB probably has the biggest rival in terms like in talking in that term. Abhi is season I feel like I will probably like watch out for like I'm kind of stuck between it's either Lucknow. Lucknow is one to watch out for, and number two is actually very ironically it's been DC. I did not expect Delhi to actually turn up with especially the bowling because I thought ठीक है batting थोड़ा solid है bowling शायद weak हो सकता है but I kept thinking ठीक है Mitchell Stark कितना ही कर लेगा and he started kicking in at the same time. So I think I can't decide it but I feel like DC and Lucknow definitely not because we just faced them but I think they've got a pretty good setup in that way. So yeah.
Good point, man. RCB is definitely a rival, and they also would want to win. On that note, let's come to a bit of your memories. Like you've been watching, like you said, from 2008. Which are like the few memories which you think will stay? And IPL has actually grown now, 18th season, 19th season coming up. So, which are a few memories and players that have stayed with you? Memories in terms of matches that you've won up in the two titles that you've won. I'm sure are something that you rate highly. But what other things have kind of remained in your head?
So a couple of things. One is I will probably order नहीं दूंगा but I'll come
ऐसा
from
कोई
हाँ तो एक Rashid Khan back in 2018 I think it was a qualifier against KKR. He went all out like a big all rounder where I think he scored like a 30-34 10 या 11 बॉल से और 3 wicket and in playoffs that's pretty big. If I feel like a lot of people don't remember, but Rohit Sharma was playing an all-rounder back in 2008, 2009 when he was like a teenager. And a lot of people don't remember, he had a hat trick back in 2009.
Yeah.
That was like a, and वो भी बहुत, I remember Mumbai के साथ था, it was a big hat trick जिसने उसने JP Dumini, Abhishek Nair सबको एक shot में उड़ा दिया था. I feel like a lot of people don't really remember because that was very underrated. एक और था कि 2012 or 11 Gilchrist scored a 50 of 11 balls 11 or 12 balls right that was also there and the other one was I feel like bowler in terms of bowling 2009 we had probably the best combination of spinner and a pace in RP Singh and Pragyan Ojha. Both of them were fighting each other for the purple cap like they were so insane both of them together. And और मैं वही सोचा I think the last one should be I think like I'm trying to think एक performance. I mean overall if you ask I don't think I can name one performance but maybe it's tough because I felt like saying David Warner but he has performed for us for 3 seasons like he has 3 orange caps that's like pretty insane. So I feel like it's tough but yeah one of his seasons I would say one of his seasons.
It's so cool that you've made so many memories. इतनी सारी बताई हैं आपने and you have constantly like none of them are your title winning ones and usually people remember the title winning.
Yeah.
और सब एक किलक्रिस्ट से लेके यार मुझे भी याद आ रहा है वो 50 अब when you said and 3 हैट्रिक है वो so
Yeah.
quite amazing. Who are your players then in that case? Because you've named a few like Gilchrist
Right.
and Sharma
Mm.
and Warner and Rashid Khan. Who
Right.
do you remember fondly?
Only as like a playing 11 or like
In general, like I mean, who do you from your overall 17, 18 years of watching, like which players from Deccan and Sunrisers have you remembered
so
or do you like?
remembered, I would say I think top of the stack would be David Warner. That's number
Mhm.
one. Number two would be RP Singh. That would be there. And then will be Gilchrist. Uske baad, I would say Andrew Simons because he was also like a baller for us. I would also say like a young Rashid Khan. He was also there. What else? I actually want to weirdly say Ben. I mean, I think I should have answered this before. I should have said Ben Cutting in the 2016 final.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
completely forgot to mention that. He was like, he didn't play anything for us that season. And उसने final में आके he showed like one of the best all-round performances. And to top it all off, it's Dale Steyn. He's like,
Oh man, legend.
exactly, to top it all off, you just can't like beat him. I think Dale Steyn was also there. But yeah, I feel like these players, I think even if you see the press conferences, right, they always resonate themselves with this team, even though they might have moved on. Like Gilchrist Punjab chala gaya tha uske baad. Like RP Singh bhi move on kiya tha, and I don't think like end of the day when you ask them for them, Hyderabad franchise would be on top of their minds.
बिल्कुल. I mean, you're right. Like Stain, I only remember, although I
Yeah,
think he's played for in that beige jersey of yours.
yeah,
Obviously, Stain was one of my all-time favorite cricketers, not only
yeah,
bowlers. So I just remember him in that, like just terrific. Like although I think he's played for RCB and all as well, but just
yeah.
too nostalgic. So ये तो होगा आपके players. Have you felt कि you would have from whatever you have seen again some players from your other teams which you have felt hey I would have thought that okay some I would have wanted him from this season or some other player from other franchises to have played for you which who haven't yet
Oh, you mean this auction?
in overall like not again not just this auction just overall say for example Rishabh Pant or say I don't know maybe Pollard's been
Right.
a proper MI legend so
If that way, I'm trying to think. I feel like maybe I can start off. Ki one player I wish I would have bought back was
sure
Rashid Khan. Maybe
okay okay
uh, because I still believe he's one of the best all rounders out there. So I
true
think that would have been nice. I actually thought we would have probably gone weirdly for Rishabh. I mean, I thought he will put like a cheeky bid कि वन बिड पे होगा एंड वन डाउन पे होगा विकेट कीपर वो और क्लासन मतलब ठीक है थोड़ा रोटेट कर सकते हैं
Mm.
so I think that would have been like the case. But I feel like batsman, I'm not gonna definitely change much about it. I think it's probably the bowling where I would have expected like thoda better, not better, but like thoda established spinners. Maybe I mean I know Akshar Patel and all these guys are not on the market. Maybe I would have gone for a player like that. जो because if you take any team, for example, अब KKR लोगे, Delhi
Mhm.
लोगे, all these teams, there is Warren Chakravarti, there's a Rashid, and for them are this thing Delhi, Akshar. So I feel like a lot of the team has this one set spinner. If you look at the current SRH setup, you know कि spinner is the only location or the only position जो हमने set नहीं की है क्योंकि it's gonna keep rotating between Chahar and Zampa. And अभी
True.
आप देखोगे कि now we've scout. I mean, there's other young guys, Ishan Ansari. तो it keeps rotating. तो एक established spinner हमारे पास नहीं है. तो शायद वो एक spot हम थोड़ा better कर सकते थे. But nothing much of it because हमने core तो retain कर ही लिया. हमने मतलब 4 players हमने पूरा retain
Yeah.
किया. So I feel like that way we did, not reshuffle much as the other teams wanted. तो हाँ मैं वही बोलूँगा.
A good point on retention because I think Cummins को रखना and Travis Head and the likes of Abhishek Sharma and all that means your core has remained like you have been already been saying in this discussion that ki yaar, this is what you stand for and if you keep your core then it's very and you've been in the final last year so you'll definitely be very close again. Let's go to this season now and maybe take it towards what do you feel where do you SRH finish, and what are your top four predictions?
I'm expecting
How do you see
SRH
your
to
season?
finish. So first, I expect SRH to finish second or third. I'll say probably third. I'll stick to third. Top four this season, I'd like to say first would probably be Delhi, weirdly, kind of being bullish on Delhi. I want to go number two, probably. I think Mumbai. I think Mumbai is a good shot this season. Number three is SRH. Number four is RCB. So I mean, थोड़ा controversial top four है, but I think this is what I'm gonna go with. And जैसे हमारा season है, I feel like थोड़ा turbulent होगा because I think it's like extremes, you know. It's like basketball से ज़्यादा extremes है हमारा philosophy. Either all in या बीच में नहीं होता है. तो I would expect the fans to, you know, be थोड़ा get brace themselves or all turbulent क्योंकि और losses आएंगे. But I feel like we are understanding our playing 11 and अभी almost set हो रहा है हमारा. So I think we will probably do well and hopefully get into sneak into either second or third, one of those. Hoping top four हो तो चाहिए. So yeah, what is the other question?
First was
Oh.
the second was your overall expectations. I think you've overall. I mean, you have answered that. Like you have gone with how your season will go, and turbulence is what you're saying for the fans to look out for.
Yeah.
That's yeah. I think any orange and purple cap predictions.
Oh, so I think earlier I went to go. I went Varun. I mean, because मैंने पहले किया था, तो I think I have to stick with the guns. Varun Chakravarti I predicted weirdly.
Okay.
Orange cap I actually predicted between Abhishek and Travis. पहले अभी वो थोड़ा dicey लग रहा है मुझे, but that was the case because I don't want to change my opinion because of two matches. But these were my initial predictions before the season started.
Okay, so Varun Chakravarti for purple and
Abhishek and Travis दोनों. I'll go Abhishek Sharma. So yeah.
Okay, man. I think that sounds good. Thank you so much, Sai, for doing this. It has been a pleasure. It has been so nice. Like, मेरे इतने ज़्यादा memories. I'm sure whoever listens will start recollecting because of you. The matches that you described, like वो सोच ही रहा था, हाँ यार ये तो actually किसको जाती है. And Rohit Sharma, like you rightly said. Any closing thoughts you have, like, or you would like to recommend something to your fans or to SRH fans or overall IPL fans?
I feel like ये season थोड़ा अच्छा रहने वाला है because I think all teams have signed pretty good players. Like ऐसा नहीं है कि एक या दो teams बहुत खराब है. So I think we'll see a good amount of competition this season. And the way people have also cracked the batting way, keep power play aggressive one. I feel like a lot of teams are now going big scores abhi. So I think that is one thing which is there, which is going to be interesting. The other thing is SRH, I feel like we've got very, very good fan base. Like हम easily turn on तो नहीं करते team के ऊपर because I think we've got a good philosophy going on. But वही बोलूंगा is we need to stick whatever happens even though we don't make it or something. I feel like we just stick through because we've started something very interesting in this format of cricket. And I think that is something which probably should respect and also get excited at the same time because that the opportunities are endless. So we don't know where we're going to end up. So yeah.
You said opportunities are endless, and I want to end our conversation on: do you think SRH cross 300 this time or score 300? I know it's on everyone's lips. So
I'll go ahead. I'll go as a fan. I'll say yes. I'll say okay. It's on the card. It's on the card. Yes.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I think it's been my pleasure. I'll be very honest.
Oh, my pleasure. Anytime.
It's loved having you, and hope to see you soon again. And
yes. Go SRH.